Hey there, everybody. What's up? Today I'm back after a bit of an extended break from YouTube, which was not intentional. Maybe you can tell already my voice is still kind of messed up, but I've been pretty sick for a couple of weeks now. I actually lost my voice for about a week and couldn't eat, and yeah, it was painful to drink even. I had a huge prescription dropped by the doctor. I had about 90 pills. That's not an exaggeration. I actually had 90 pills I had to take in 5 days. So I was taking like 18 pills a day. And I'm better now, sort of. I mean, like 90% better. I'm still like, my voice is still a little screwed up, and I still have like some cough every once in a while. So if I start coughing or something, that's probably it. But yeah. So today I'm back today with today I'm back today. What am I talking about? Anyway, I'm back today with another impressions video, and this one is gonna be about the game I did an unboxing for a couple weeks ago, and that will be Project Cross Zone. And Project Cross Zone is, if you don't know, it's a strategy RPG that's a crossover between Capcom, Namco Bandai, and Sega. And it's actually done by Namco Bandai, so if you want to see it translated, I guess that's who you're hitting up, Namco Bandai. But it's actually not developed by them. It's developed by Monolith Soft, who also developed the prequel to this, I guess, the previous game in the series, I guess, Namco Cross Capcom. But anyway, let's talk about this. First, this game, overall, it's a pretty good game. It's a good strategy RPG, but it has a couple of flaws. Not as many as the previous one, which is good. It definitely improves on Namco Cross Capcom, which was also a good game. It's not like I'm saying that one's bad. But this one improves on that one to make it better. But it still doesn't fix all the problems I have with the game. But it's still a good game. So overall, just first impression, it's good. It's fun. And a lot of the reason for that is that it makes good use of the characters, which is pretty much this game is like total like video game fanboy porn. It's like it's full of characters that you recognize, or maybe not actually, some of them, but there's a lot of characters that you'll recognize and a lot that you like, and they all come together in a kind of weird story that makes little sense and doesn't really matter, but you don't care because you just like to see all these dudes fighting together. And that's not a bad thing. But let's talk about the gameplay first. First, it's a standard strategy RPG. You've got a grid-based map system, but the fighting is done in a it's kind of like Tales, the old 2D Tales games, in a sense that like it's like a 2D side-scrolling thing with multiple characters, but there's not levels to the background, so you don't have like three like a middle, front, and back. You don't have that. What you do have is like each unit is made up of two characters and maybe a support character depending on when you're playing. But generally each unit is two characters with a possible third. And you instruct them to do a set of moves by hitting a direction button and the attack button. There's pretty much when you start, I think you have 4 attacks, and you can add more later on depending on the group, and how many times they attack depends on the units, obviously, and their level. But it's kind of a combo system. So basically the point of the attacking in the battles is that you're attacking and you want to juggle your opponent as much as possible. So you want the largest combo possible. So you have to figure out which moves chain together better to get more hits, and the timing for each one will add a critical modifier, so you'll get bonus damage if you get the timing correct. So there's actually a bit of kind of I don't want to say, it's not like strategy. It's kind of like a skill-based, skill kind of button timing skill factor in the battles. They're not. It's not necessary to get criticals, but it helps to kill enemies. Sometimes you'll find like you'll get really close to killing an enemy, and if you got a critical, they definitely would have died, but you didn't get it. Or you'll see that like, oh, the last hit of the critical kills the enemy, so you can kill enemies a bit faster, clear maps faster, which is always nice. But it's not necessary. You could probably win every match, even if you could never get the timing down for the criticals. So it's not incredibly important. It's just a cool little add-on. And another thing that you can do is you have the third character, which is a bonus. They'll come in and do a string of attacks. It's like a single attack of your normal unit. They add a string from a third character, which is a bonus. And that's a pretty cool function, and it actually stacks in the sense that if you have another unit, a friendly unit that's close to you, you can call them in for an extra attack also. So you can actually have your normal unit plus your third unit plus your special unit. So you can actually have up to 5 characters on the screen at the same time fighting against one enemy unit, which is chaotic. It fills the screen with colors, and the combos are crazy, and everyone's saying something. There are little taglines at the same time. It's like hectic and crazy, and it's pretty cool actually. A lot of that stuff, even though you see it a million times, it doesn't really get old because it's fun, and there's a lot of them. So very few of them got annoying, which is pretty good considering the amount of time you have to play to finish this game. But let's talk about the characters also a little bit, because I'm sure you guys, if you're interested in this game, you could probably look up who the characters are. But there are a lot of, well-known characters. Mega Man X and Zero are a team, and, like Ken and Ryu are a team, and you'll have, like, characters like Dante and Dimitri from Darkstalkers are a team, and Morrigan and Chun-Li, and you have all these other types of characters like, from Tekken and from Virtua Fighter and other lesser known things. I mean, Dot Hack is pretty popular, I guess, not with me, but with a lot of people. So there's Dot Hack characters, and there's characters from Sakura Wars. There's actually characters from 2 different Sakura Wars games. It's pretty big in this game. There's like enemies are from Sakura Wars. Sakura Wars has a big presence. But also God Eater, and I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Tales of Vesperia, and of course Valkyria Chronicles. All of these games have like a certain presence for units, but there's also one-off characters from kind of lesser known games that usually are support characters. So you'll get characters like from Zombies Revenge on the Dreamcast, or you'll get Bruno, the main character from Dynamite Cop, and you'll get Ulala from Space Channel 5, and she's actually my favorite support character. It's just cool because she calls in other Sega characters, so you'll get like Opa will be in there, and the guy from Space Harrier comes out, and someone from Alien Storm. It's pretty awesome. The Space Channel 5 call-in is the best one, I think. I love that one. But anyway, because if you like these characters, you'll like the game, because it's a nice kind of crossover between these characters, and you get to, kind of match up characters that would never be in a game together. So that's always pretty cool. If you weren't a fan of these characters, it's not an engaging story. I mean, a lot of the time it's kind of seems tacked on, and it's convoluted, and it's repetitive. Like, you get a lot of the same type of story elements over and over again, and if you didn't care about the characters, you just didn't like the characters, it probably wouldn't be that fun of a game. But if you play strategy RPGs, this one isn't a difficult one. I didn't have almost any trouble with any of the stages. I think I lost once on one stage by having the one character that isn't supposed to die or something died by accident. Like, I forgot to heal at the end of the stage or something, and I died. And that was, like, totally my fault, in the sense that, like, I was just being stupid instead of, like, an actual... It was difficult. So, none of these stages are difficult. There's about, I think, 41 stages total. It might be 46. I'm not... I know the stage ends at 41, but I know there's prologue stages, so I'm not sure if they count those separately, or they just... I did the 5 prologue stages and then it started me at 6. I don't remember. But there's either 41 or 46 stages. So, and the problem with that is that it seems like a lot, and it is a lot, but some of them are ridiculously long. Like, you'll start the stage and there'll be like 70 units on the screen, and then 70 more will show up. And it'll take you 2 hours to finish one stage. And then, you know, sometimes they split up the characters you can use on each stage, and the stages go by quickly. You can finish them in 15 minutes. So, you know, it's not really set up well for people who aren't patient with their strategy RPGs and can kind of put a lot of time into each stage. And you'll find that it's the later stages in the game that are really long, and also, like, those ones become repetitive, because, like Namco Cross Capcom, this game suffers from not a lot of variety in the types of stages you have. So a lot of your goals for the stages in Namco Cross Capcom, almost every stage was kind of just kill all the enemies on the screen, and then some will respawn and then kill those. And this game suffers from that too. Not as much as Namco Cross Capcom. At least there are stages where it's not kind of a just kill everybody. You have, like, certain special things you have to do, break these many items on the map within this amount of turns, or meet up with these characters before they die, or meet up with these characters within a certain number of turns. And that's always, you know, like, kind of a nice distraction, considering that almost vast majority of the stages are just kill all the enemies on the screen and progress to the next stage, which is, you know, it's all right, but the stage design could use a little bit of variation, I think, a little bit more. And also, I wanted to bring up that they actually reused stages from Namco Cross Capcom in this game. The first couple of stages you play are literally taken from Namco Cross Capcom. They're exactly the same. So, the stage designs, they changed later on, so they don't actually reuse a lot of them, but they reuse a couple from Namco Cross Capcom, and then there's, like, a bunch of new ones. So I was worried when I started playing it, thinking, like, are they going to reuse all of those stages? Because that's not cool. But, you know, they didn't reuse so many, so I can't really complain. It was all right. And they kind of blow over the Namco Cross Capcom connection to this game. Like, there are a lot of characters that are in both of these, and they meet each other again in this game, and they're just like, oh, I kind of remember you from somewhere. Where was that? They don't, like, really remember it. They're kind of like, oh yeah, that time we met. That they don't really bring up the game specifically, despite, like, the plot of that game is kind of integral to, like, a lot of the characters in this game. But I don't know, it's the story for this, not so great. I mean, the other one isn't so great either, so it's just kind of, it's serviceable, and it's, you know, it's kind of mostly explaining why all these characters are together, which is ridiculous. They shouldn't be none of them should be together. But again, you know, it's fun to have them together, so I don't really care about the ridiculous explanation. I just like having them together. What else can I say? I have a lot to say about this game, but I want to make this video like 2 hours, so what else? The art is nice. It's mostly seemingly 2D, which is cool, but, you know, there's lots of zooming in where it gets all spritey, and that's cool. I kind of enjoy that, actually. And let's see, the leveling is done in a way that, like, when characters kill a unit, they gain experience, but I think there's also a kind of hidden leveling between levels. So like, you know, you can't level up one unit to like level 50 and keep all the other units at 1. I think they'll all level up slowly behind the scenes, even if they don't kill anybody, which is, you know, kind of a balancing thing where like sometimes you'll get units that aren't so, you know, should be weaker than they are, and that you haven't really been using them, but they'll be, you know, kind of near the level of the highest units you have. So it does make the game easier, which I kind of, I don't mind, I guess. It's not incredibly challenging, so it does make the game, you know, you don't really have to think much about the strategy in the strategy RPG. It's more or less, you know, if you've got your combos down and you've got your timing done well, you can pretty much beat every stage just by, you know, timing your attacks well and running into battle with all your units full on, and you'll almost never have a problem by doing that, which, you know, makes it, I guess, makes it easy. Would be an easy game to import because the story is like, who cares, and there's not really many conditions that you have to read in order to pass the stage. So, you know, you probably could import this even in Japanese and make it through the stages without any worries. But yeah, I guess I'm like I'm about over 15 minutes talking about this, so I'm gonna probably wrap it up. But if you guys have any more questions about this, like about, I don't know, some gameplay mechanics or something, just hit me up below and I'll try and answer in the comments. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about this game. I think I spent about 40 hours to beat it, maybe 50, I don't really remember, but I'd have to check my save. But it wasn't that, you know, I played it mostly on the train and like a little bit here and there at my home, but, you know, it was all right. I had fun with it, but it wasn't the best game. I didn't expect it to be, as, you know, Monolith Soft isn't like the SRPG kings, even though I think Banpresto also put in some work in this, and they are really a good company. Banpresto usually knocks it out of the park for their strategy RPGs, but Monolith Soft, you know, they're kind of mediocre with this, but what can you do? But it's a good game. I would definitely recommend it. And if you like the characters, it's fun. Even if it's repetitive, it's still fun. So if you're a fan of these characters, you should definitely buy this because it's good that way. But yeah. So yeah, if any further questions about this, just type them below. I'm like nearly 20 minutes of this video, so I'm gonna stop it. But yeah, hopefully I'll have some more stuff up. I might put up some gameplay videos. I've been playing like Dark Souls almost exclusively for the past month. I mean, when I'm not at home, when I have to go to work, or if I'm just like lying on the couch and don't want to get up, I play the Vita or the 3DS. But when I'm on my consoles, it's just been Dark Souls. I cleared it like 8 times, and I'm like on New Game Plus 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 or something with some characters, and then I've done like ridiculous playthroughs where like I only use a dagger or something the whole game. But, you know, I might start putting up some Dark Souls videos, not because I'm like the Dark Souls master or anything, but it's just what I've been doing so much of, and it would be cool to talk to some more people about it, and you know, just talk about some Dark Souls. So yeah, I guess that'll be it for now. So hopefully I won't be sick again, and things will be much better, and I'll have more videos up. I've got Japanese tasting videos coming too. I've collected some stuff. I just haven't, you know, been able to taste anything for at least 2 weeks. So once I'm able to fully do that again, I'll put some of those up, maybe the weekend or next Wednesday. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.